You know, every time you see a picture, you hear somebody speak, there's a lot you can do with just a little information. Might make you think about something. Somebody said time travel, and it just ignited me. You know how the numbers travel. If we learn how the numbers travel in the game where we are right now, in this game, you see, we have to have no boundaries. There's time travel in a game. There's hyperspace. All the words we've ever heard actually exist somewhere in one way or another, or it is expressed by one going through something unnoticed. And there are some questions I ask about certain things that I do, and I say, is this possible? Does it look this way? Like if I had a door here and a door here, and I put a lock on them, wouldn't that be door eight, door eight, and then the lock has to count for something? Or how about if I connected them and then I sent the energy out somewhere else to make a machine work? Let's call it the light. Let's call it a hue in IT. You ever see the hue in IT? Let me turn this around. This is not a big video today. This is like less than an hour. And I don't want to have to leave a stop or be in the middle of something. Even though I'm just talking to myself. Like if you repeated what I just said, I'm just talking to myself. I'm just watching myself, right? Reflection. We can't be any more than that, right? You're not inside there. You're operating your own machine. So the reflection is all up over here. So now we connect. You know, I don't know if I can do this. Maybe I'll take two of these balls, right? I'll just maybe do it this way, right? So what would I do? Would I use this one ball over here? But then if I did that, you need your own pen. And now they just connected together with that. Now that they connected, I'm going to take a third pen and send these two worlds out over here. But since there's two worlds, I'm only sending one that they came together, that all of a sudden I need a juncture between those two worlds, you know? I need a juncture. And then they have to be sent on their own merry way. They have to be sent on their own merry way. So we had these two come together, they joined here, right? And when these two join, they float into here. Now they each need their own world, but at the same time, what has to happen see if I can just do this properly. Did I get that proper? Let me see. I got that right over here. And now maybe you can watch a little bit as I do this. I'm going to see if I can. I don't know if I can point it down. How can I get this? Let me see if I can turn the camera around. Hold on a second. Or let me see if it works a little bit this way. Okay, so I got to get this right now. Actually, it's got to come in like that, right? So they're coming like that. And now that these two houses are running, right, I gotta make sure it sticks in there, right, like that. And right, and I need to get this one over here. And then just give me a second. And this one over here like this. So we got to make it look like this. Let me show you. This is what it's got to look like. Whoop. Hold on a second. So this is what it's got to look like. You see what's going on? I have to have this down over here. These two feed into here. Then these two feed out into the two worlds. The two worlds have to come down over here. And I'm going to need another one over here. We have to send this back up to the top where it has to drop here. Before it gets here, it has to drop here, then splits up, comes back together so we can read the two houses to come back to feed it again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now you need the top feeder. You understand? In order to run the houses properly, right? In order to run the houses properly, right? See, now they all look like turtles. See, now they all look like cubes, right? They're all cubes. Let me see if I can get this into paint, see what I can do with it. This is a 12-year-old. I'm seeding everybody right now. This is a 12-year-old computer. My other one's in the shop. Okay, I need to open 1,000 pages. When I do this, I need to open 1,000 pages. I can't function unless I have to go right away. You know, right away, it's like going to the bathroom in my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to the bathroom in my head. So you can see all the 8s inside of this. We can also see, let's see if I can do this. Can I do this? See, I drew it by hand, so it's not going to be perfect, right? So let me see, I got that. Okay, let's maybe turn it red. Yeah, that'll look good. And then I'll take that line. Maybe I'll make it a little bigger so I can see also. Right, it's not even. I'm not happy that it's not even, but at least you can see what's going on, right? So let me take this away 1 second. Let me do it this way. So we start up here. I run the line down here, run a line here, run over here, run up over here, run up here, and then back to the beginning. So we create that, right? See, we can see inside the house. We can see each side of the house. Everything's got to be duplicated all the time. All the time. We're running 2 simultaneous houses. Maybe about what you know what I'm saying? What are the contractions, right? Is there contractions? This is a contraction area between the 2 houses. What does this do? These are the 2 heads of Abraham. So it goes inside here. It does its transformation and it spits from this house. It does its correction in Urantia world, and then it comes into this house, right? I don't know how it comes down here yet, right? But I'm just assuming it's built this way. This whole design is because of the letter A and M. Only because of AM and B, right? AM and B that I'm able to do this. Well, actually, A, M, B, C, and D, because you know the D. Has anybody ever seen the D before? Let me see if I can create for you the D. Let me see. I'm just going to do the D letter. Okay, there's a D letter right over here. That's the smallest D I ever saw. Thank God I'm not a re-D, right? Right? Has anybody ever thought of the word re, the letter D? So what this is over here, we're going to take that, and then we are going to, no, I don't want that. I want that. And then I'm going to take it, and I'm going to rotate it to the left, right? And then what I'm going to do with that D, let me just get some black over here. You know, brown is reserve, right? Brown is reserve. So then we come over here, and what we do is I'm going to look for I can look for the pentagram, right? I can go for the pentagram, or I can go for the octagon. The pentagram shows me the best split, right? So I'm going to take this one and show you that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip it. So I can take that And if you take a look at it, sorry, if you take a look at that, right? All that is the D with this piece over here. And this is like a lock, right? But it's actually, if you take a look, it's just one part of the design you have to see, and that becomes the A letter, right? The letters C and D. Like if I drew this letter here and I rotated it to the right, oh, I don't think it's rotating properly. No, it's not doing it right. So I'm just going to show it to you this way. So what you do is you draw the ace, right? There you go. But did we draw the ace or did we just draw the D? Right? I drew the D and then I drew two accents, one accent here and one accent here. These lines are called accent lines. One is an aigu and one is an accent. In French, this is what they tell me. So I have to understand it that way. So how can we go backwards in time and understand it instead of as an A, just understanding the lines? Now, the top part over here is when I drew from here over to here, I have one line, two lines, three lines. If I was through the Mayan time, right, what does every line get a value at? This line over here gets a value of 1 going across. So I went from here to here to here. So it was 3 dots, right? 3 dots creates 2 lines inside of it. If I was looking at it that way, the Mayans count these lines as 5. But in my instance, when I go on these angles, according to the calculator, now if I have a calculator somewhere, I had a calculator somewhere. Yeah, here it is, right? Like we spoke before. Now I'm just throwing some of this new stuff out there. So now I don't remember what I was thinking. So yes. So you can see 159, right? You can see 357. So it's going by 2s, it's going by 4s. So the frequency running this way, whatever number you do this way, will always be divisible by 3 going this way in order to run your frequency, right? You know that 1, 2, 3, when it's flipped on its side, it becomes 963. 3 times 321, which is 107 communication. Very important, these numbers. I don't have all the answers right now at the moment, right? So anyways, that's what this is. These are all the cubes. You see that? The whole body, the head down to the legs, into the hips, right? You're all cubes over here. So let me see if I can crisscross a little bit more inside of this one. The thing about this, right, in this one here, yes, this is a hexagon, so I have to have 3 separate areas. See, you see where that yellow cube is over there, right? This is showing me an area space. I've never seen that before. So let me do something in there. I've never seen this before, so something new. It's showing me Saturn square. Oh, I turned the whole design on an angle besides that, so I'm going to have to think of this twice over here, right? This is how I come to my deduction, right? If I'm splitting this in half, right, I have to split it right in the center where a seagull is going to go. I'm not supposed to have that area space. So I'm going to have to understand why I have that area space here, right? Because the splitting of this, right? The splitting of this is going to be like this. This is the way the split has to go. Now you have a split over here. It goes like this. Whoop. I'm just trying to see myself what's going on. So now we have a split here and a split here. So there is no house. That's a dead cut center. So you see this line here? What I do is I do this. Okay? I have that dead cut center. And then I have here another dead cut center. So let me remove it and I'm going to show you. Right? First, we have this line over here. So what we have is we take the top part, right? And we encompass, see the 58, 58, 85? Do you see 50, 5, 8, 3, 1, 1, 3, 5, 8. 8, sorry, 3. The way this one is bent, it looks like an 8. It's also when the 8 is bent, it becomes a Roman numeral V5. So you have 8, 5. Now you can see the connection between the two areas, right? Drawing up the cigals equaling to the breaking point of what either it's a C, but because it's indented in the backwards, it's automatically a 3. So you have 5, 8, 8, 3. And then you have these two areas over here. What do we count them? Is it a sideways 8? What does the sideways 8 value at? And you can see the diamonds are up and down. Right away, we're in Saturn square. That's the way Saturn square. And then we reflect it on the other side. So we encompass it. This is the way I do my work. This is the way I understand it. And like above is below, right? Is below. Remember that is below. Sounds a little bit, I don't know, is below. Is below the line, right? You ever get a name from is below the line? What's your name again? Is below the line. Oh, okay. Be a B line, right? So we get this over here. Now what we do is we go ahead, we come to the top, right? And we run another line. We run another line over here. Let's see if we can just get this a little thicker, right? Maybe we'll turn it black. We turn it black? Yeah. So we turn that one black. So now we have the double cross over here. So now we have the center. So now from the center, we run it this way. See there? Stop here and stop here. Now we have the center line. So now we have one area space. I should have done it bigger, right? I should have made it here to the outside of the head. That would make more sense, right? It would be the outside of the head. So now we have this whole design, the tic-tac-toe that ends up right here. And then we have the heart of the tic-tac-toe. And remember, since we reflect, just like in the deck of cards, you reflect, okay? It has to run 12 until you get from one head into the other head. You don't stop until you put your two heads together. So we have to run an area of 12. 12 by 3, 36. And when we go back to my artwork, okay, from the roulette table, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, X, Y, X, Y. So I reflected it. And here's all my turtles, right? The other one, I should put my other one back to the octagon, right? I turned it into the hexagon. So I shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that, because in the hexagon, right, what you're going to do is in the hexagon, you're going to split everything to two sides, right? And then when you cut it this way, you're going to have a package of 12 of 6. I think I'm going to, what are you doing? What are you doing? So what I mean is, just let me see. It's going to be, you're going to have like this. It's going to be like this. So here, the only way to cut it is this way. But over here, the only way to cut it is this way. Therefore, if you were mixing and matching, you would have to do this. And you would have to use this whole area here. Using this area here is going to be using as 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And when you do that, this area over here and this area over here, this area will bring in what is the 1, 2, 3. And then on this side, they're both running with 1, 2, 3. So when you crisscross, you have 4, you have 4. When you crisscross, you have 4, you have 4. When you crisscross, you have 4. Did you know why? Because you crisscross the 1 and 3, 4, the 1 and 3, 4. The 7 and 6, 13, 1 and 3, 4. The 9 and 4, 13. So you have the 9 and 4 and 7 and 6. Well, what about the 8 and 5? We don't need it. We're already in the heavens because we're through the 7th gate. The birth is in the heavens, but it's not the same thing. In the deck of cards, the 9 and the 8 are not the same. The 8 comes with the 6 and the 7. The 8 and the 7 is when I spoke about the powering up doors before. Just one second. Remember, I was talking about the powering up doors, the bringing the two worlds together. The door 8 and door 8 gets a lock on it. They put the power onto it. Once they put the power onto it and they turn it on, it ignites. It ignites. Let me see if I can do it this way. This is what it looks like. So is this one of the constellations? Can somebody find this constellation? See, it's got 5. It looks like a bull. And the reason for this is when I'm done, down here, right, might have to be 2 sticks. They might have to feed together to another out. Or are they both going to feed back in themselves? So I would have to run this all the way back up. Should these feed back into their feeders and then rejoin again up here? Or should they feed again over here? It's an auger system. It's an auger system. It's just gathering all up that information every breath you take. How's everybody doing today? I didn't look at anything.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So, what did you think about what just went on?
It's I'm catching up.
What did you
I like
make
your
of it? What
your
did you make
drawing
of?
was with a cube. Did you say you and the bull and the cow
Do you understand what this is?
a constellation?
This is two worlds coming together.
Yeah.
They join over here and they mix. They run down over here as they're mixing in the tanks and they go out into their separate worlds, right? From two worlds, they create two more worlds. Then when this world is done with its excrements, it comes down to here where they're going to join over here, right? And they're going to mix over here to be reread alone. No, to be reread how that went in their world, to be reread alone, and then bring their past into the future and drop it back on top of them again. And it just keeps recycling every moment of the day. This is the way it's going. This is what I see. We need a recycling system.
It's like the house with the antenna, isn't it?
Yeah, we in order to run a program, right? You need don't you we see it all the time. If there's errors in the program, you get a 404 error, and all the computer errors. If you look them up, I haven't done anything with them yet. I'll probably throw it in a song and ask AI to do it. But all the viruses, all the errors that is done in our computers. How it gets back, it says, would you like to put a report with Microsoft or this and that? When you share it to Microsoft, Microsoft just doesn't get the report, eh? Microsoft takes that report and sends it to 1,000 different places so it can understand the depth of what happened. And it's not just for Microsoft, because if it was me, that's what I would do. I would understand the depth. Where in the software did something happen? How did something get in? This has got to be this has got to be utopia for those who are creating the machine. So I'm creating the machine, thinking what they would do creating the machine. What would somebody else do? What would somebody else do? So maybe it's part of our why people get jealous, because it's part of the one of the, maybe I don't know if you wanted to call it senses, but unless you're inquisitive and putting your eye on everything, everything is like eye candy. So we have to do it. It's part of the human nature to. I mean, that's what it is when you become the human, right? You have to go in depth. You have to learn how to control the power. I'm just going to get a little bit of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't even thinking of it, right?
My friend Naz popped in the room earlier on. He said he had to go though. He couldn't be here long. But he's awesome, and he's a computer programmer as well. Um, so he's someone I know that you might sort of be able to sort of, yeah. And but he said he's more available tomorrow as well, so he might be on tomorrow. But that's
Yeah, I'm on very little tonight. I'm going to be writing a lot. It's going to be very tough. I know it's going to be a tough night. Usually, maybe if I had my camera system set up, I wouldn't go live. I like to just document everything I do. It's very important. I don't like to forget. I usually don't forget. I usually just remember at a further date and time, somewhere in the future, you know. So, but when somebody's here to ask a question, I just thought I'd come on it because I really had an empty head tonight. So I'm
I'm
also
not surprised, man. It's been a busy week, really, isn't it?
yeah, yeah,
All
but
in
I no,
all,
but
it's been a yeah, been a yeah, quite a special week. So
yeah, so it's if somebody asks me a question, what am I supposed to do? Like they started talking all of a sudden today after the gentleman yesterday, Wadak, okay,
yeah,
wants to know about number 38 and never let me speak. So now on Fairy Tale, what's it called? This woman, she is incredible. I don't know if she's incredible or it's because I can read her story, you know?
yeah, it should be yeah. Even that he's yeah, you've made him quite a happy guy. To be fair, he was so impressed that you could work and show the numbers the way that you could.
What was that? I missed that. Sorry about that.
He was so impressed that you could work the numbers the way that you could, um, as well. To be fair, it was something else to see.
Well, I don't even know what I do because where's my value unless somebody can use it or sees it. Like for me, I don't know. I just love finding all the like. I've got a ton of work. I'm not going to get much tonight. Is going to be all writing. Tomorrow morning, I'm doing a ton of new algorithms I want to put onto onto my paint over here. Write it in my
Okay.
book. I like when everything is neat. That's why I don't like to do this alone. I wish there were eyes all around rewriting everything I wrote like properly in order, you know, like just now. So connecting those doors, when you connect a door and a door, an eight and an eight, right? And in the doors, when you put on the connection, the generator, that becomes the 777 because you're sending it out, right? You have to send it to one source that sends it out to two sources, right? And you end up with your missing piece. You end up with your 777. Where did this go? Oh yeah, here, right? You have to have your 777. We need to run into all the gateways. We have to return. The basis of everything is the letter P is a very important letter. The letter PQ, in fact, is very important. And for all of Hydro Quebec, PQ, P is the 16th letter, Q is the 17th letter. P goes with K11 and Q goes with J10. It's 10 and 11. One of the reasons for this is, first of all, everything switches at 16 and 17. Hold on, P, K, J. Okay, and I got this because P is 16, K is 11, Q is 17, J is 10. The thing about this, 33 and 21. Oh, I found a beautiful number today. Oh my God, I hope I can show it to you. Oh my God, I like tripped out. Oh yes, and it's time. Yes, it was in time travel. Um, so the reverse alphabet is 27. You can't say brown. You must say black. It's all 2992. It's all black. 2992 is an entonnoir, okay, which is a funnel. Um, entonnoir is also saying a black 10. And in the game of roulette, the black 10, okay, is real. And then the 10 is going to represent the angel. The angel has wings connecting up your 19, 28, 37, 46, all through 5555, right? That's Abraham's house, 2000. The year 2000 reset was the year 5760, which was a 3 and 1 day, equaling to what is 432.0 and 1440, which is going to equate to 22160s to 2160 by 2 is going to equal to 40 320, and that's going to reflect Deimos and Phobos, the moons of Mars. You see, I don't need, okay, in this, what I've been taught, and it's very not easy sometimes when you start to overthink. We run on Earth time, on this planet, as a human being, in utopia. There are two moons of Mars. I give it the Earth number, 2160. That's the Earth diameter. Therefore, that is 3 tetrahedrons. Since you need to connect 3 areas, like I spoke over here, whoop, since I need to do 3 areas, I just broke it, not happy about that. Broke my concentration as well, right? You need to have 3 of them, and this is where you come up with your dodecahedron, where your dodecahedron is 9 times what is the tetrahedron. Also to note that when I said entonnoir in Canada, they took the penny off the market. You know what they called it? Un cent noir. And you can do, before you get to the hash mark, right, which is a 5, according to the Mayans, all hash marks, right, are equal to 5, and all dots are equal to 1. 5 and 1 come together when you split the 5 up in half, right? When you split the 5 up in half, the Mars houses are all split up in rotation of 96. In the houses of 8, you see the 8 key, the percentage sign. The percentage sign is 60-40. ABC 60. Okay, and then what you get, D is going to equal to the 40 parts. We're not going to count the EF, because then you have to connect us up into the world, which is going to be EF11, and that's where you get Windows 10, Windows 11 in this scenario. The ABC group of Google coming together. So when you bring the ABC, you bring the creation, because your A, right, is going to go with I, your B is going to go with H, your C is going to go with G. So you're not going to count your 4 and 6. You're not in the Federation yet, right? The 4, 5, and 6, the Feds, the 4, 5, and 6, the 4, 5, and 6 equals to 120 plus 15, the divided sun house, and 105, the sun house of God. God is the cube. 35 by 3 equals to 105. 4 times 5 times 6 equals to 120. 4 plus 5 plus 6 equals to 15. 15 and 120 equals to 135. 13.5, okay, is the heart, okay, of the alphabet between M and N. 14. 13 and 5 is also noted to be orange, yellow, and red. The yellow is 92, the red is 27, the yellow is 92 for the entonnoir cent noir. What does that mean? The black angel coming into the house of 11. The entonnoir is the funnel. The cent noir is the penny. We can only have 4 pennies, 3 pennies and 1 penny for the connection, 3 for creation, and the 1 penny to cross the corridor inside the house of Isaac and Abraham, the 3 and the 4, the 7 and the 6. You remember we spoke the 7 and the 6?
Yeah.
Here's back to your 7 and 6. It changes over here because this 17 reaches into a new realm. This is going to bring together all your connections. This is going to bring together your ABC and then the corridor with D. ABC, okay, that's your 60, and then the corridor with D, and that's your 40, and that makes your 100%. But although it makes your 100%, no matter what, every single house is 100% of itself. And the house that made you is 100% of itself. So when it shares yourself, right? I'm just not sure if I can bring this. I can't say this now because it's too much of a piece. It's just the reversed houses, like 10 is 4, 9 is 5, and 6 is 8. The games, you have to check out the roulette game. You got to check out. Okay, I got less than 5 minutes to go, and I'm done, and I'm going to come back again. So when I talk time travel, the thing about time travel is, check it out. It's 33 and 14. It's a life for example. the T and M come together. This is the Mayans. All you're missing is that number 7. It's showing you these 2 parts. It's not showing you the 7 part that's missing. The word travel, okay? The word travel, when you travel, right, you lose the ball. That's what happens when you travel. You lose the ball. It's in basketball. When they go beyond the arc, basketball is 48 minutes. It's running directly by the ruler, 12, 12, 12, and 12, right? 3 quarters and 1 quarter. So we have travel equals to 40 equals to 78. You now have the gateway. You have 74 for Jesus, for energy, for time, for the beast. And now you have the passageway through the generator room. That's where the P, I just put P in here. I don't remember why I did it, but this is the separation in the upper world. In the lower world, it's 3 and 4. And when you have 3 cubes, right, the separation, you can look at the game Sick Bow. Look at the game Sick Bow. They play with 3 cubes. The separation is right over here. When you get 18 in the 3 cubes, right, that's going to pay 180 to 1 in that. It brings you, I don't know if it brings you half the world, 180 to 1. And the thing about this is there are 6 of them. 6 by 180 equals to 1080. And that's what we need to get to, 90. 6, did I get that right? 480 and 600, 1080. 3 by 36, 3 by 360. I wish I can go longer, but I'm going to have to respect. I got a couple of more minutes. You have something to say? This is the beginning part of time travel. We still have to go into depth. What is 4? 4 is a communication, right, between E and I, a life, for example, in time. E and I is 9 and 5, right? When I say 7 or 4 or 8 or 7, where do I find it? Does it associate with? Is it 1 dice or 2 dice? If it's 1 dice, there's a 5 missing. If it's a 1 dice, it's opposite of 3, so it's within the house. If it's with 2 dice and I have 4, I have 3 and 1, I have 2 and 2, it means the opposite is the 10. The 10 is the full connection inside on the cross and to all 4 corners of the house. The 7, okay, is the 7th gate, which is the connection of the entire cube, right? And the entire cube is only taking up the binary code of the house. Here's the binary code of the house. It's only taking up 6 areas. Let me see this again. Yes, the 7. Is it the 7? Yes, the 1 and 6, 7, the 3 and 4, 7, the 2 and 5, 7. When I connect my entire cube to the 8 and 8 Vatican doors, I'm now using both sides. I'm using the side of 7. I'm using the side of 13 to connect the doors this way, to connect the doors this way. You connect 7, you connect 13 equals to 4, you connect 9, and you connect 11. And by connecting all the doors, you're connecting to what is the 8 and 8, which is equivalent to what is 5 and 5, and 8 is like a 5. Why is an 8 like a 5? You tell me. If I go like this, what do you say?
Stop.
Yeah, and an octagon is a stop. So an 8 is a 5. Make sense?
Yeah.
It's a hand stop. You're stopping in the heavens, it becomes a 5, it's a full stop. I just have to check something. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go. I'm just give me a minute. Okay, yeah, I gotta go. Sorry about that. I'm gonna be filling out my books, coming back tomorrow. Let me know in the comment section later on what you thought about this video. There's a lot more. It's something new every day. The minute somebody lets me a little bit of room to speak, just ask me one question, or if there's a little conversation that's on something, I'll just stop them and tell you what I see. Also to say that the hue of light in this house, which is number 29, it's about the black angel. It becomes the IT that comes with it. Now you get the suit and you get the word wit, okay, which means 8 in the 8th house. Gotta go. I'll speak to you later. I'll try to get on later.